Oh, tis the season. My gosh, man. You know, the day before Thanksgiving, you got a lot of things happening. Everybody's trying to like not work. Everybody's trying to be in a situation where they can just kind of, make it into the rest of the weekend. We got food, we got football, we got family, we got arguments happening, especially for those of you in America who will be celebrating this Thanksgiving. Uh, and yeah, we got family, and that's what happened to me. So I appreciate everybody bearing with me these extra 15 minutes, but I needed to make sure that family could actually be taken care of. And here I am. Bone Bridger, John Automates, Brand vs. the Man 131. Appreciate everybody. How you doing, Bone Bridger?
Getting ready for the Thanksgiving festivities round 2 tomorrow. We're deep in it over here.
Two.
Yeah, we're knee deep in Thanksgiving, and we're gearing up for Black Friday, or as I like to call it, a chance to prove your worth, a chance to gloriously have combat with a stranger over a $5 discount.
Black Friday, though, I don't know what Black Friday truly is what it used to be. It used to be a day, it was no different than the gladiator arenas, if you will. It was really something to behold. I mean, people legitimately passed, like quite literally died. It was crazy. So now it's kind of like cyber took over. It took a lot of that ferocity away, I think. And now we're just kind of left with a Black Friday it's all right, but you can do Black Friday from your computer with a mouse click. It's never going to be what it used to be, for those of you who were alive to understand it.
The combat doesn't have to happen in person anymore. Things have changed. We've gotten a little soft, as you might say,
I would agree. We're going to get into the chat here real quick. Justin Patton, appreciate y'all. Get your deals now. Absolutely. We're going to talk about that. Going to talk a little Zootopia. Going to talk a little bit of Avatar as well. Dan Yeager, how goes it? 7:15, or which would be Central. 8:15. No, not the new normal time, just the time for today, because I had to tend to some family and make sure people were good for the holidays. DualShock Red. Oh, wait a minute. Already? Is that Katie and Andy from the Dualies? How y'all doing?
What's up?
We are good.
It is a time. Are y'all getting ready for the season, the festivities tomorrow? No.
Nope.
Green bean casserole?
I can't make it anymore. Everyone had to throw out the Campbell's soup since the 3D printed meat, so just no longer possible.
There's no way there's a real mushroom.
Yeah. Andy, I understand, but Katie, I'm disappointed. I really am.
I'm not getting ready for the holidays?
You're a red-blooded American.
We're going to someone's house. I don't have to do anything.
All right, that's fair.
I think they're having fried chicken. I think they're having turkey.
Yeah, I'm like, we're literally going somewhere tomorrow. I don't have to do anything for this holiday. Not this
time. Okay. American laziness, I'm here for it. All right, we're continuing the trend. I appreciate it. No.
Do you eat mac and cheese for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Okay. Not from Denmark? You're not from Denmark or anything.
Come on now. Come on. Does Denmark want to fight about it? All right.
We're trying to find out, like, Denmark. Do you eat baked mac and cheese or regular mac and cheese?
Do I eat what mac and cheese?
Baked.
Were you baking the casserole or like regular?
For some reason, I thought you said based mac and cheese, and I was about to go based. Didn't know that was a thing.
I eat based mac and cheese for sure.
Is there any other way?
Did not know that was a thing. No, baked. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
do market research.
Interesting.
Market research.
Thanksgiving.
I'm definitely not boxed like some people. That's absolutely crazy.
Ew.
Can't do that.
Why do you make it at that point?
Because it's easy.
Then don't have it.
I agree, but I've been to some low down Thanksgivings where they had boxed macaroni and cheese, and I absolutely couldn't believe my eyes. It was insane. I wanted to leave right then and there. Ronnie, how goes it? D. Marcel, voice protagonist. Yes, appreciate that. Smash that like button. Appreciate everybody who's showing up. T-Caz, how you doing? One thing, Ghost Scar, how are you doing? Wait a minute. What? Darth Stud, did you hear what Katie said about John? She'll deny it, but so would I. You just
starting drama.
The holiday.
Just starting drama. I didn't say anything.
Starting drama.
That's exactly what she would say, huh?
Real Chad. Oh yeah, that's right. StreamYard is showing like everybody's different handles now, which is kind of interesting. Real Chad, member for 18 months. I appreciate you. Black Friday is the love and thunder of holiday shopping. Yeah, actually, especially these days, or as Jacob says, Black Friday, aka hell. Not hell, but very interesting. We're gonna have to get into the absolute latest because the absolute latest is there's some interesting going on, and that would be Stranger Things. Stranger Things. Everybody says it's good. Are you prepared for this final season? And follow-up question: is Netflix prepared for Stranger Things to be gone?
So they're prepared for it to be insane because they increase their bandwidth 30% to make sure it doesn't crash.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Smart.
last day Stranger Things is on is going to be like the end of
End of time.
no, it's going to be like the end of The Big Short, where they go through all the buildings and they're just emptied out. People have just been laid off. They're like, yeah,
Get out.
yeah.
Probably. I'm a super Stranger Things fan, I guess. Avatar and Stranger Things are kind of my jam. I'm kind of actually in my prime here in movie going experiences and shows. But I have this deep fear especially after today, having conversations with a lot of people that I didn't even know they were super into Stranger Things. The expectations seem crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I was trying to gauge where everyone else was at. No, like the expectation is perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
to
a lot.
Nail it. To make it
Yeah,
the
that's-
perfect ending of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've talked about the fact of like, there's just no way it can end properly. But is there a way that maybe it could? Is there some way that maybe, you know what, it does end really, really well and everybody's satisfied?
I think it's going to come down to perception because I've seen people
That's
already who like did the reviews of the entire season saying it was mid.
The season was mid or the ending was mid?
The whole thing, like the ending was mid.
All right. Well, that's fair.
Reviewers got early access to it.
See, I just wonder, like, what does the fan need from this? Like, what do you need from this? How does it land? Because they have to have someone has to not make it for the sake of it being stakes. Someone has to get goo. They have to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It can't just be a happy ending.
No, especially because like it's inspired by like all those 80s like kind of paranormal horror type films. And there's always people getting killed in those. Like usually like Firestarter, the dad gets it. Like there's always like a heroic like guy gets killed. But then it's become so popular where people have all these fan favorites. So there's so many people that are off limits. There's also like the whole D&D crowd, which I just saw an interview. They said that the D&D stuff was never supposed to be this big of a part of the show. It just kind of took off because it was so popular.
Yeah,
so
they probably wrote it in, right? Like it was just one of
They
those
mold.
like,
This might be the first show I've ever seen where they are listening to people. Like fans and what they like. They've changed, like certain people didn't die because fans loved them so much. And
which means
you can't
Steve
change that plan now. Right.
Yeah, Steve will be president and Murray will be his undersecretary of karate.
Yeah, Murray. You can't kill
He's my
Murray at this
favorite.
point. He's too strong.
He's so great.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Netflix is not prepared, but I think they're going to try their absolute best to just kind of ride out the year. They got some stuff already ready for 2026, like the first part of it. But man, it's going to be up in the air. And I guess that kind of explains why that WB bid or the Warner Brothers bid is why it's like they're really kind of like, well, let's see if we could do something, because it's not for market share or anything else. It's just to have more IP that they can kind of rely on. And I find it interesting that everybody's talking about like Zack Snyder because of the relationship he has with Netflix, that they would potentially look to go back to the Snyderverse, which honestly, if anybody could do it, I guess it would be Netflix. But I always wonder why they would do it considering the Rebel Moon debacle.
Yeah.
Well, there's conversations now that Netflix and Zack Snyder are on the outs, that they're not that they're not friends anymore.
It's so weird because like the last couple of things he's done have not been great. At the same time, it's Netflix. Do they care? Because if I'm Netflix, I'm like, he made 4 films worth of like Rebel Moon stuff for far less than the Russos did. Like I think it was like less than half what the Russos spent on Electric State.
Yeah,
that's
so.
True.
If you're talking about someone who can just bang out some,
and it was #1 still.
But everything's #1 on Netflix. Like Craven.
That's fair. I guess that makes sense, right? Like it was #1 anyway.
It's like it's gonna be #1. and then people forget about it, like so many things that we do. You know,
it's the beauty of Netflix. They like, it's easy to hit a home run on Netflix. Like, it's almost hard to fail. Like, we even have to argue about, is it a failure? Like, what's a if they cancel it, we think it's a failure because that's pretty obvious. If it's like a show and they like can the next one's like
when
okay.
the generic brand at a store, the store's so big that it becomes the default. And so it's like, because the platform's so big, they can just have their great value stuff, and everybody has it in their cart because you can't tell why you're going to get name brand, you know?
That's fair. Tony, this is a good point. This is kind of what I felt, but I guess maybe some of us are on an island. The assumption that the expectations can't be crazy high since they had some weaker seasons like 2 and 3. It's like, that would be my thought process. But then again, we live in a what have you done for me lately? And 2 and 3 for a lot of people we're talking years and years ago. So
17 and 19. 2019 was season 3. It's been 6 years.
That's interesting.
People remember season 4, which was so good.
And most people remember that, and that's the more recent one. Chad, real Chad. Yep, the usernames. Nah, it's
a YouTube thing.
I think it's like Dan Yeager. I think it is YouTube that's doing that. I don't know why they're doing that. This is one of those times where they're deciding that they just want to test things just for the sake of testing things. And pretty much everybody who's just trying to do their regular thing gets affected, unfortunately. But $5 super chat, appreciate it as always, executive producer. It's weird that has been a thing for a little while now. You know what? I gotta admit something. I was wrong completely about Zootopia. I didn't think Zootopia was going to do as well. I thought it would still do well, but I didn't think it was gonna like really, really take off. I thought like, there's some stuff in it, and maybe the political commentary that tends to be in it would turn some people away, and maybe the aspect of the fact that there's a snake in it would turn some people away. And then I realized, oh no. As we found out the last show, it's the year of the snake in China, so they're gonna absolutely eat it up. The political commentary is very much welcome these days, so people are gonna absolutely go crazy for that as well. And it's Zootopia, and like Zootopia is one of my favorite Disney movies, so I apologize for writing Zootopia off because it seems like it's gonna do very well.
It's already made $10 million with its previews.
Yeah,
which is insane. Domestically,
it's gonna go crazy.
Like,
I don't think of like kids films having previews like that as well. That's crazy.
Listen, that's before Thursday. That's not Thursday.
Yeah.
That's like people going to early showings and going out of their way for the holiday season to see Zootopia. Like, that's insane. But no, and even the political commentary, I don't think they care because it's actually done well in Zootopia.
Right. Yeah. Here's a question. Zootopia is tracking well, it's reviewing well. Now, I was under the impression that Zootopia would have a hard time because of Wicked. But Wicked, and I know Wicked's doing well, so this isn't a matter of like it not doing well, but Wicked is not reviewing well. So now you have a situation where it's kind of like, I wonder for the general audience member who's not really a Wicked fan and maybe might even understand and know Zootopia more, or maybe they've never seen both. I wonder if Zootopia can pick up the average common fan now because of the reviews that Wicked got.
Yes. I think people would be more willing to give this a chance rather than a Wicked if they're not sold.
Wicked was like the complete opposite. The first Wicked, I think a lot of people weren't interested in, but people's reviews were so glowing, people gave it a chance. And so I feel like a lot of people were converted who now went and saw Wicked 2 and like, it's just so it's compared to the first one. Like the people that were converted aren't converting.
Yeah, actually no, that's a good point. The people, but then the people who would have converted though, wouldn't you? Man, that's interesting because Wicked went on a crazy run to try and showcase the first movie all around, and they even re-released it a little bit in the theaters for some theaters. So you had this situation where a lot of people did get to see that first movie and go like, man, this is actually pretty great. But I always wonder about the person who maybe they didn't see it and then they kind of hear about it, so they want to get caught up and they watch the movie and they're like, man, I'm ready to go. And then immediately after you watch the movie, you start hearing reviews that the next movie isn't actually as good as the first. Like, I always wonder what that mind space is like. That's kind of interesting.
I feel like a lot of people who are hearing that are going to do what they did for Wicked 1, which is just wait.
Well, a lot of people who thought, I don't want to see Wicked because I don't like musicals, were convinced and said, hey, maybe I actually do like some musicals. And then they saw this one, which is far less musical, and like, oh, maybe I don't. You know,
that's fair. Tony brings up a good point here, though, and you kind of can't even run from it. If Moana 2, which was awful, could make $1 billion, then yeah, Zootopia 2. It's kind of like, why can't Zootopia 2 do it? Like, quite literally, why can't it? Especially with China involved and everything along those lines. It's like, it probably should. I wouldn't be surprised if it's sitting even in like January and still kind of raking in some cash.
If it makes $500 million this weekend, it's easily going to make $1 billion.
Yeah,
it would be
that's
so
fair.
funny if the box office has become so front loaded that making 500 million in your opening, you still don't hit $1 billion. It's like
you still don't
like
make
900, and you're like, holy crap! So we like drop like half every week.
That would be crazy.
I was thinking about that with Jurassic World's numbers, how they curved off towards the end. You know, it looked like it was really accelerating, like could get to $1 billion, and then it just
stopped. Quite literally stopped. Stopped on a dime too, because Jurassic World really
we were talking about it. Like, oh, it could make it. You know, it's doing Minecraft. It hit that wall too. We were talking about that one. We were like, oh, is it just done? Like 3 weeks in, and
we tried to get to $1 billion too.
This is the thing, though, because they keep bringing them to streaming sooner. You're actually conditioning the audience who would have been receptive to going to theaters to realize, oh, I need to go sooner and sooner. So all you're doing is you're compressing theater going people into a smaller and smaller window. So yeah, those opening weekends look better, but you're killing off the proportional long term potential.
Yeah, that's true. Arden, totally Zootopia over Wicked too, and this is the second comment you made of like Zootopia being a neutral movie, which is what I'm hearing from a lot of people. Like, it doesn't stray too far. It's actually kind of a big deal. Like, that can matter, especially during a time where people are so used to seeing and hearing about Disney movies being like, oh God, here we go again. Where now you're hearing from people going, no, actually, it's fine. Even that, just saying it's fine, can be enough to kind of bring people in, because that marketing alone is like, is it bad? Is it bad? Is it bad? And then somebody goes, no, it's actually pretty all right. Boom. And then now you have it. And then you already have the success of the first one in your head that kind of leads you to a better situation. My executive producer, Real Chad, $50 super chat. Appreciate it as always. Going against a bit of a rage against the machine here. Saying F you to YouTube. I do what I want until when you do something stupid. Appreciate it as always, Real Chad. Real Chad being a real one. The real Chad being the
real.
Dan Yeager, Zootopia's hype driver was the first movie, which was liked, and that is a good sign. And Tony, it's like this being a headline, if the China thing comes in, and it looks like the China thing is going to come in, jeez. I mean, what a win that is. It's going to be absolutely huge. So
what if it makes
I'm here
$1 billion in China or $1 billion in the rest of the world? And because all year when Hollywood's struggling, they've tried to downplay the foreign box office. They have to then come on and be like, but as we know, it barely matters. Right. Who cares if you made $1 billion internationally? Whoa. We only care about that 700 million domestic.
Yeah. Here's the question. If Zootopia 2 is propped up by China, so much so that it becomes the second highest grossing movie of the year, then you would have had Neza, which is a Chinese movie, and Zootopia, which was propped up by China. At that point, it's almost undeniable. If it passes Lilo and Stitch, and honestly, it's possible. It's just going to be undeniable at that point that it's needed. And let's not act like now. And it goes back to that Superman article that we saw where it was just like, oh, well, it did better domestically. Yeah, sure, that's fine. But let's not act like other people don't exist in other parts of the world. That's foolish.
Yeah, somehow the rest of the country, the world just doesn't matter.
Well, and even the whole argument, the dismissal, that's kind of weird. But even if you're they always say, oh, sometimes it's as little as making 20%, which isn't everywhere. It's just China, dude. 20% of $1 billion is still 200 million. Like, you don't want $200 million.
Yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of which, we got the poll, ladies and gentlemen. Now the poll is which rumored Disney live action will be the most popular, because there are some rumored live actions that are supposed to be starting to get to work in 2026. And I present to you the 4 biggest ones that are not sequels. So there's some sequels and stuff like that where it's like, and by sequels I mean people want to do a live action Moana 2, as we already seen the trailer for that, so on and so case and so, or so far and so case, so on and so case, whatever. That's what people want to do. So here we have the 4 rumored movies that are supposedly supposed to be getting started. We have Tangled, Hercules, Bambi, and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, which one do you think will be the most popular? And by which I can also, i.e. say, make the most money. I'm curious what people think here, because I have a very specific reason why one of these I think is going to blow the rest of them out of the water.
It depends on the casting, but because with Tangled, they said no to Sabrina Carpenter because she was too pretty to be the princess.
That's not why. There's no reason that's why.
But
there's some other reasons.
They're like a phone leak away from having a real problem on their hands.
There's some other reasons.
One call.
Yeah. In Hercules, they've talked consistently about making Hercules someone like Michael B. Jordan. So,
excuse me,
how are you gonna do? Yeah. How are you gonna do Quasimodo? Like,
you can't.
Do you think that they do like they did with the dwarves, and they CGI him because they don't want to put an actor in the hunchback prosthetics?
I'm glad you said that. Now, we know that Tangled was supposed to be the next real big movie worked on, and they stopped Tangled. Why did they stop Tangled? Because Snow White did awful, and it did so awful that they put production on a number of their live actions. Like, they put production on it to a stop. Like, just they didn't even crawl. Like, stop them all completely. So now you have a situation where it's like, oh God, what are we gonna do? Do people not like Disney princesses anymore? Then they realized we just need to stay away from Rachel Zegler. And they kind of went back on board. And then everybody like Lilo and Stitch, or at the very least, it made a lot of money. So everything started to resume again. I think, now I agree with Katie, it depends on who you cast. I think Tangled is going to be far and away the most popular. Not because it's a better movie than any of the other 3, but because of DEI. Now, allow me to explain. You see, we had a situation here where live action was really looked at as a way for Disney to insert whatever they wanted to insert and just kind of have people accept it. We had our Black Little Mermaid, which ironically has been the best of the Disney princess movies. If you Yeah, it has. It actually has been the best of Disney, you know, if you're including Mulan and all that. So you had The Little Mermaid. Then you had a situation where you had Snow White, and they vastly changed those two. They went hard on Mulan because it's very easy. You can get the cultural aspect. They thought they were going to do better, but they didn't. And you had a situation where you don't really have to, like, Frozen's going to be its own thing. So, like, you kind of know, like, you really can't change the characters there. But I think they're going to abandon DEI for Tangled, because you're dealing with a situation where, one, you've kind of seen the results of it before and it didn't work. But two, hair is a big part of this. And you can't just do hair with everybody.
They were going to try, though.
I know they were going to try.
They were going to try.
I so hope that they race swap her and make her black, because I want to see the articles talking about how it makes sense because of the structural integrity of a weave versus... Oh,
I'm telling you, it would be pretty crazy, like really, really crazy. So
I'm just ready. I'm ready for Disney to embrace that rated R era they've been telling me about, and Bambi's the way to go. Opening scene could be brutal on a level. We're talking like of all opening scenes that have ever been brutal, the moment where Thanos takes Loki out would be nothing compared to what could happen in the opening Bambi scene. I mean, we're talking dark.
Do you
Not
think they
just
put that
shooting
scene
Bambi's
in?
mom, but field dressing her, like showing them.
Yes,
geez.
yeah. Field dressing, yeah.
You think they
Bambi-
leave that scene in? I don't think they put it in.
No, they can't, right? They have to change
A
it.
gunshot heard in the distance and Bambi tearing up.
It'll be something else completely. It'll be like,
Yeah. Also, we can't forget that Tangled is she's actually considered a princess, right?
She's Rapunzel.
Yes.
But like by Disney standards, they won't be like, well, of course by Disney standards, anyone who's a woman is, I mean, even the girl from Brave is considered a princess. But like,
Yeah,
No,
'cause
she's
Belle-
an actual princess. She has a kingdom.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Like the chick
To be fair,
from,
I never even saw
from
Tangled.
Beast.
Are
She's
you
not a
serious?
princess.
Yeah,
Tangled's fun. Yeah.
yeah. Tangled's actually cute and fun. Yet she has a kingdom. Like she was taken away.
Yeah,
That's
she's
why she's in the
kidnapped and, yeah.
tower. Yeah, and then she
Go
goes back
figure.
to her, and she marries him.
she's got legit credentials.
Flynn Rider, yeah,
Yeah.
and then she goes back to her kingdom and reclaims her throne. Like she's an actual princess.
Who's
All right, that
Pedro going
makes
to play in
sense.
these movies, though? Pedro's going to be in
He's
all four of
Flynn Rider.
these.
Pedro should be the
Flynn
hunchback.
Rider.
He should be Quasimodo.
Hunchback.
He should be Quasimodo. I would say Quasimodo.
I would actually enjoy him because he's a little silly sometimes. If he did,
Yeah.
Tony, that's crazy. Tony, come on.
Dude, that's not even outside the realm of possibilities. The fact that they're making a new Bram Stoker Dracula and Cynthia Erivo is going to be Dracula, people are pissed.
that fits.
Are they
What?
doing that?
Yes, they're doing that.
Cynthia
I
Erivo
can't.
as Dracula.
Yep.
I
Moving
can't
on.
wait for Quasimodo because I'm going to be no help online. I'm going to be sitting here saying you need an actual hunchback, but as I say that, I'm pretty sure that that is not the preferred nomenclature for people with whatever that
Syndrome
back
is.
syndrome. I don't think that you're allowed. Yeah. Oh.
I see somebody getting involved with the hunchback.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That's
and
the
then
only thing.
If it's not a real gypsy, if it's like, oh,
Yeah,
go find me
I
like
can
a
see that.
Romani gypsy. Yeah.
Real Chad. Oh, by the way, she would. I could. If this came out back in the day, that would be Numi Rapace. No questions asked. Real Chad back in the day, Tangled 100%. Because Hercules can't work. Bambi realistic would be scary. Bambi realistic would look like the Lion King. Take that as you will. And Notre would be politically incorrect, which is kind of where I'm at as well. Dan Yeager, the real question would be which would be bigger, live action Turning Red, live action Helio, or live action Wish? Wish for sure, because not enough people saw it, so you can turn it into something else. Turning
Act
Red,
like it's brand new.
yeah, you could act like Wish is brand new. Turning Red and Elio, I guess you could do it for all three, but those two had some, controversies behind
you
it.
actually use Chris Pine for the
True.
King,
That's
since
true.
he's the voice actor who actually work.
They
The
should get Jacob
Aristocrats-
Elordi for the
Actually-
dude in Tangled.
Jacob,
Hmm.
actually, I could see that being the case. Jacob Elordi
Flynn
being
Rider?
there.
That
I
would
could
be dope.
absolutely see that.
'Cause
Yeah.
he's cocky. and shit.
Yep.
Tony, the Aristocats live action directed by Questlove was canceled this year. There was a Questlove Aristocats. That's awesome. And I have to look that up. I didn't even know that at all. Tish, these all sound like horrible ideas, and I genuinely feel bad for anyone going to see these for fun. I got a no live action Disney remake streak that I'm going to keep going. At this point, I'm a part of that streak. I feel like I'm just not interested in any of them. Actually, no, that's a lie. I saw Lilo and Stitch. Arden, the Hunchback, because it isn't based upon a semi-true story. Maybe. Tony,
I'm pretty sure it is based on a true
I think
story.
they're saying it isn't it based on a
Yeah.
true story. Yeah.
because isn't it? Oh, yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Because isn't it
Yes,
based
it
on a
is.
semi-true story? Well, then that would be my reason why it wouldn't. But that's another story by itself. Tony, Hercules works best in live action. We've already had plenty of Hercules and Greek epic films in live action. Yes, but Disney has a big problem with copying others, which sounds kind of like not true because they steal stuff all the time. But when it comes to their live action, they want it to look and feel a certain type of way. And I could see them doing it in such a way that actually takes away from the movie, not adds to it. If that kind of makes sense.
Even though they have
Tony.
the framework to just literally copy and paste from the animated
Quite literally.
movie.
Quite literally.
All they
Sydney
need to do.
Sweeney for Rapunzel is not going to happen now that she told off that reporter from GQ. Just gonna let you know that that's just not going to happen. So, Ronnie, hair, skin white as snow. That's fair. I don't know.
I feel like maybe I'm just old fashioned, but if you're in a Disney film, you shouldn't be overly sexualized with like Sabrina Carpenter and Sydney Sweeney. Maybe a little.
That's the brand.
Maybe go a little more wholesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the brand, and I get it. That's just what it is.
So who would you cast
and honestly, you make more money. What'd you say?
Who would you cast to be the lead for Tangled, the princess for Tangled?
Sadie Sink.
Oh no, that's just smart because it's.
I don't like Sadie Sink.
Do you think you need to be young as well? Like I feel like almost all the people are like. I feel like you should be in your like early 20s to be.
Isn't Sadie Sink like 25?
Yeah, she'd be good.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah. I could
like
totally see it being Sadie Sink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I know she's not blonde, but you know they could be anything. So I don't know. We'll have to see. That's an interesting one. I do wonder if, because Tony, this is a good point. They did announce a lot of live actions 5 to 10 years ago. As people might know, or maybe you don't know, a lot of times the live actions were announced because of shareholder meetings, and they wanted to make sure that they could kind of make it seem like they had a lot coming out to raise and inflate the price. It didn't really work, but that was half the reason why they did it and made those announcements. That's also part of the reason why they used to make the Marvel and Star Wars announcements the way they did, because of shareholders, and then they would just turn it into some big event. But that's the actual true reason. Nevertheless, it's going to be interesting to see. You know what is, and Bone Bridger's going to have a good time with this one, because your favorite movie, Bone Bridger, is coming soon, and it's Avatar, and they need you badly because James Gunn is aware. He is self-aware. Avatar. James Cameron is self-aware. James Gunn is not self-aware. Excuse me on that one. James Cameron is self-aware. Like, he thinks there's going to be a possible issue if it flops. Now, what is an Avatar flop? Because we've talked about this and we've gone back and forth. What is the flop?
Less than $1 billion is the like doomsday scenario, right?
Yes. Really,
but is like 1.5 enough?
No, I agree with Bummerger. Less than $1 billion is a catastrophe. If it makes $1 billion, because there's so few films making $1 billion right now, like that would
they'll
almost
push
buy your
that it's a win.
Yeah, because of the optics of $1 billion film.
Right.
Yeah.
If I was Disney and we got to $1 billion and I thought it was going to slow down too slow, I would just straight up buy 300 million tickets. Like I would just.
Do you think they're doing that? Not in Disney, but studios in general. Do you think they're buying?
I think they used to.
I remember before
yeah.
Superman came out, and there was already talks about they were going to give a certain number of tickets to like underprivileged kids and all.
Yep.
It's what is the cost of a ticket compared to a share bumping up because of the milestone? Like yeah. Which makes me wonder.
And the way they report their numbers at Disney in the entertainment division, there is so much slop. Like it's hard to know. There's no separation between the theme parks, between the live shows, between the cruises. Like everything is just jam packed into one line item, basically. So it's like, I think that I read that James Cameron interview too, and he's like, I'll just make the fourth one a book if I have to.
Yeah.
And I think he's posturing a little bit. I actually don't think Disney. I think Disney does a fourth one no matter what. I also think this thing at least gets $1 billion. But I don't know. This will test a lot of things though. This one doesn't get an excuse. It also doesn't get a lot of help. It's just gotta like actually produce a big number.
Excuses, because if you remember, we talked about on y'all's channels beforehand the idea that this is gratis. Like essentially all the development was in the first two films, so now.
It doesn't cost
anything. Feels like they felt for a while that this may not be. Yeah.
I
don't know if I believe that that all the development.
Oh, I don't
was
I
believe
don't
it at
either.
all.
But
I believe what Cameron's saying now, that it needs to make money.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
he said it costs a lot, he needs to make money. That's like
Yeah.
I think that's very true. I think he's just being real honest.
Isn't this like the true market test though? Like if this doesn't make $1 billion, like the entire industry
Oof.
should be concerned. Like
Well, it'll
if
be a
people-
recession indicator.
That's
That's
what I'm
what
saying,
people
yeah.
will call it. Yeah.
This
Zootopia 2 encourages me about this though. Honestly,
Yeah.
like it does give me a good encouraging, like we're going into no competition holiday season.
how far
fair.
off is Disney from taking the 2025 crown? Because all year, like we've been hearing about how well Warner Brothers has been doing with the 4 billion gross. And I mean, dude,
They might come in and knock them out.
yeah, like
Just-
like,
just
like,
crash
realistically
between
between
Zootopia and Avatar.
2, they could
Yeah.
they could pull in
They
almost
could get
$3
3 or
billion.
4. Yeah, they could get 3
Drop
billion
them.
easy. Yeah.
If things-
Which they
yeah.
need. Which they need when you
They do.
consider these down here, like Captain America and Thunderbolts.
Except
and
the way they're reporting, that's over $1 billion in gross between
No,
those three.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't
Okay.
have
And
production
that's the
budget.
thing. That's why the Warner Brothers thing is like, oh, 4
True.
billion in gross. What did you spend on them? And they don't want to talk about that. It's like that's not profit. It's we grossed. That could be the thing with Avatar. You could gross $1 billion. Come to find out that they didn't defer the cost, and it cost them 700 to make it or something crazy. You know.
But I mean, for sure. I mean, we're gonna have no superhero movie in the top 10 because Wicked and Zootopia and Avatar are gonna knock them out. So
Yep.
this is gonna be interesting. Like Superman made the most, not by that much. And now it's like that will be an indicator that we probably don't really care anymore. And this year, 2025, will be looked at as maybe superheroes just aren't the thing. And I could see a lot of things being put on the shelf because nobody seems to care about a lot of stuff. And Doomsday, for all of the hype that it seems to be getting, it is nowhere near what it used to be. And so now you have a situation where, yeah, everyone is going to go back to things that they know, the animated movies and the stuff that's been in development for a long time that everybody knew. And Avatar kind of is one of those movies.
And it's gonna knock. So Avatar, Wicked, and Zootopia 2 will for sure knock Superman to number 11 out of the top 10. So all
Absolutely,
superhero
yeah.
movies will be out of the top 10.
For sure.
And then the real test will be, where does Avatar land on this? Because if Avatar finishes at 1.789 billion, I think then they're
That's
like
normal.
You know,
Yeah.
everything's good. If Zootopia 2 hits like 1.3 billion, I think they'll be like, oh my gosh, we hit another home run with that.
What if Avatar
But
hits
some of these
that?
others on this list are nerve wracking for them.
What if it hits that?
Right.
That's
Like, what if it
actually-
stops there?
Yeah,
For Avatar, yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
shut up shop.
Well-
Things are over. Like
Yeah.
you
Well, and
should-
that's the thing that nobody talks about internally. And it's like with Superman,
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, they all outwardly say, oh, we made $500 million. Internally, they know what they're spending on these,
They know.
and they know it's essentially not worth doing anymore. But like you were saying, if Avatar makes like 1.7, Zootopia makes $1 billion, it directly, how do you not read that as it's the films we're making? People will still go
It
to
is.
theaters. There will have been $4 billion films and Minecraft, which almost made $1 billion. It's 100% we have overinvested in
The wrong
superhero
types of
things,
movies,
and
yeah.
the superhero era has passed.
What's crazy though
Yeah.
is next year though, you have
year.
Spider-Man and
Mandalorian
Batman and
as well,
Batman
like-
Part 2.
And Doomsday.
Oh yeah, yeah. Doomsday, Michael. Yeah. Wait a minute. Spider-Man, Mandalorian, Batman. Well, Batman. I always take Batman and throw it out of the superhero realm, even though it obviously is a superhero movie. Batman is a brand by itself that has a different kind of staying power. I feel like.
Wouldn't you?
It's
do
gonna
that
be
with
great on
Spider-Man
Netflix.
2 then? 'Cause
I
feel
think
like
Batman's
Spider-Man's-
even different though, because people will go see Batman who don't like the Nolan trilogy. People who don't like comic book movies went and saw those films.
Yeah. There's something about Batman that just, and maybe it's the Bruce Wayne effect where we like that. Because you can make the case Bruce Wayne was very, very. Here, I'll give you an example. Tony Stark only got as popular as he got because of how we see Bruce Wayne.
Yes, I agree with that.
And
Isn't it weird?
and you have, that's just like what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole rich playboy type thing, but a little bit more cocky than what we normally see from Bruce Wayne.
And more sarcastic and funny.
There's also no
Yeah.
baggage with Batman. It's the weirdest thing. if you talk about making a Superman film, I think it's maybe because Christopher Reeve's death was so tragic. Everybody's got this like loyalty test to Christopher Reeve. Dude, you can make any Batman. You could come out with a comedic Batman film and you'll have people who will like it. You could make the most grounded, gritty Batman film. You'll have people. People are very lenient with what they'll watch when it comes to Batman.
I look at Batman like James Bond. That's quite literally how I look at Batman at this point. And
you had like the campy 70s, but you also have like the Craig, the like 24.
You even have the Pierce Brosnan era with George Clooney. Like you just have it. Where it's just what it is. However, I would agree that Spider-Man could also be there. But what kind of Spider-Man? Spider-Man's always going to be popular. And now we have two Spider-Men, if you will, that you can kind of rotate in between. But there's something about Batman I think that just hits a little bit different. We'll see. But Avatar, I don't know if there's something about Avatar that is really going to continue to make people go. Now, I'm probably going to be wrong. I'm probably going to be absolutely wrong when you consider like what it does and what we're talking about. I mean, Avatar never not makes money, but I'm just curious if people care. But what do I know? I mean, this one made 2.3. So like,
I just feel like Avatar is like a visual experience. Like it's no longer about the actual
But still.
Yeah, when we did our polls in the chat, we're surprised the number of people were like,
amount of people
I love Avatar.
Yeah, like they go no matter what.
I'll be painted blue.
But like, and then for a 3 hour and 15-minute movie,
best bang for buck in the industry.
Like people.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Okay. No, that's absolutely fair. It is quite literally the best bang for your buck.
If you're
what if
Disney,
it pulls the same number?
Oh, then that would be freaking insane.
2.3.
Then it beats.
Like Hollywood really can't lie about anything anymore. Good movies, big entertaining movies still work. Like if Avatar comes out and for a third time posts $2 billion,
China won't allow it.
Yeah.
You think they'll stop it?
Well, I think again, it was 1.64, and that was the thing. Like that's the thing. It's like
I agree with John. I think actually, like China would be like, you can't watch it. You're not allowed.
I don't think they want it to be above Neza. Neza is a crowning. I know some people in China right now, and Neza is a huge achievement, like a really big one. China knows it. They want to be able to reference it. There's no way they would allow it, and they have the control. They have the ability to do it.
We have to cheat on our end though. We gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta fight their numbers with our numbers.
If Avatar makes the same amount of money, like obviously inflation, like tickets cost, and this I know it's only a couple years ago, dude. Like the tickets are more expensive now than they were in 2022.
Yep.
Do you think that that's because it's just the third, or do you think it's just inflation? Less people going to theaters in general? I mean, it would still be the strongest showing though. And if you were Disney, like you make $2 billion with Avatar, but then the next one's Spider-Man, right? Because they delayed Doomsday. If Spider-Man comes in at like 800 million, do you think they start really questioning the ability of an Avengers film?
Or just superheroes in general? Like,
I think they're so far in that I think Doomsday's going to burn them either way. Like they're just so deep in that money.
Yeah, and that's fair.
It feels like they can't do anything, right? Because it's not like you can shelve it. It's too big of a project. You can't. What are you going to do? Reshoot it? And like that, the message would be nobody wants to see superhero films like that anymore.
Yeah,
like they're just not.
And the trailer before Avatar, they know what they're doing. They want that audience that's walked away that will go see Avatar. They want them to be like, oh, I might watch a Marvel movie again. So that trailer's got to be. It has to be the best trailer ever made. It can't be anything less. It has to beat Infinity War's trailer.
We've talked about how the Marvelization of superhero films has hurt the superhero film industry. Like it's just become homogenized. What if they try to avatarize Marvel films with like the kind of shallow activism, like
spectacle?
And so Doomsday becomes about him trying to fight, the people who are killing the whales, and it's not too late. We could
Doomsday kind of was an activist though.
yeah. But like play it up.
So They
But
could
yeah,
play
go
it
real
up.
hard.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to say Bambi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Steve Rogers over there field dressing Bambi, and
Bro,
Doomsday
that's
has to come in and stop him.
foolish.
I
Absolutely.
could see it. I could see Doom being one because Doom was yeah, I could see it. I don't think that would be a little too on the nose, but I could totally see them doing it. I will say that this trailer it's going to be online anyway, so we know it's going to happen.
Mhm.
But I wonder
Right.
if they're going to double up. I wonder if they're going to have it and then like make a new one for the Super Bowl because there will be a Super Bowl one.
Oh, yeah.
Restored, and
They're all
just
in
going to
on
go
this.
hard. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. Last topic here, ladies and gentlemen. I care very much about the economic climate that we are in, and so I'm here to tell you that if you have to cancel your streaming services and grab the deals, because that's what I did all day today.
Oh,
Here are the list of streaming deals that are currently going on. Now, I did do that HBO deal because come on, $2.99 a month for a whole year. Come on, you got to do it. But other ones that could be pretty good, YouTube TV, not a bad price, especially considering how expensive it could be. Paramount Plus, premium budget, premium, $2.99.
oh,
The Disney Plus Hulu
What?
bundle, $5. Get your deals.
I gotta
The
cancel
Apple
everything right
TV,
now. Like,
yeah,
I gotta
cancel it. I'm telling you.
everything right now.
Why?
Do you see
Cancel your
the
stuff.
$2.99
deals.
for the entire year for HBO Max?
What? Dude, well, that's
Yeah.
because
And
they're
Paramount
like
Plus $2.99.
the rug pull when they sell the
Yeah.
Paramount. They're like, all deals are void. Like, thanks for the $2, idiots.
my boy David Zaslav.
Yeah, like,
I'm telling
what?
you, this is the time. I do this every year. I always go and make sure that everything's ending right before Black Friday, and I re-up on these deals. So all these people who've been wondering how I be getting these cheap ones, this is partially how I do it. You just need to grab them. And there's some good stuff here. And now, not all of these are for the year. The HBO Max one is, I think the Disney Plus Hulu one is, but like Apple, that's only 6 months. But 6 months of Apple
But
for
still.
You
$5 or
can watch
$6
their
is like
entire
pretty.
catalog in 6 months.
Yeah. The entire catalog. I think they have Hijack 2 coming out. They're going to have F1 on there in about a month or even less. And so you'll be able to kind of catch those. And there's some really good stuff on Apple. I think the Monarch also comes out during that time too, right? Maybe. Let's see a
Yep,
Monsters the
season
second
2.
season or so.
Yep.
Yeah,
By the
just
way,
grab it, do what you gotta do.
those Prime add-ons are one of the biggest ripoffs I've ever.
Yes, they are.
I didn't realize this. I've like struggled to sign in for years. If you have like Apple Plus or like I think it was like Showtime, that's not the same as having the Showtime app, and it wouldn't
it's not.
work. So if you get it through Amazon and then later on you want to like stream on a device where like the links in
can't.
Amazon don't work, well, good luck. Like you can't just be like, oh, I'll just put in my accounts on the Showtime app. Nah,
Nope.
or the HBO app. It doesn't work like that. So you'd have to have
What
two.
Andy is saying is real. People go to the actual site. Don't get the add-ons. it ends up not being worth it in the end. But yes, everybody should go. Yes, Henry DJ. This is one. This is one. This is like 60% of how I get it. The other 40% is a little bit of haggling with some customer service reps. But otherwise, yeah, this is mainly what we do.
Not showing behind the curtain people how he gets his deals.
What is Fubo?
Haggle.
Hey,
I've never
that's
heard
what
of
it is.
Fubo.
Fubo it's kind of like live sports, basically. I think most of their stuff is all
Oh.
sports.
Okay.
So they have live TV, but it's mostly looked at sports. I think somebody just bought Fubo as well. So that's half the reason why.
$50 a month.
This
Yeah.
HBO Max deal is ridiculous. This is only because this company is folding
Grab
into
the
the
deal.
void.
Justin Patton grabbed it for $2.99 for 12 months.
People will give you an inside track. If you can't cancel beforehand, make a new account, get the deal, and still cancel the other one, and then they might overlap.
Also true. Also true.
There you go.
Did get the deals.
Do what you gotta
look,
do. 'Cause
look, these
legit what I'm about to
tariffs,
have to do.
we don't know what's going to happen. There might be another government shutdown in January. Trump is promising $2,000 checks. Maybe we get them. Maybe we don't. We don't know.
This HBO deal's wild. So like, like that's the thing that these companies do. They'll say their new subscribers or their new whatever. they'll count viewers versus the number of like dollars that they earn.
Yeah.
HBO's been doing these bundles all year. Like they're saying for the next year, they're fully willing to bring in 10 million people, but they're only going to spend $30 million for a year this year.
Right.
But
the money
you get to
they've abandoned
doesn't
the
matter.
money.
Yeah, they don't care about the money. This is
Just
literally
moving-
so they can package it in a bow for whoever buys.
100%.
It's like
Because what's the base, like HBO is like $10 or $14.
it's $10 and $14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
they
throwing
automatically
away
upped it to 14 to
almost
anyone who had an existing
$10.
account.
So that's
Yeah.
crazy.
This adds on to my latest feeling that Netflix is actually making a serious play for Warner Brothers, because the subscriber doesn't matter. Like
The fact
Warner
that
Brothers
Netflix-
adding subscribers won't matter to Netflix. But with Netflix and their situation, I've heard that they want to have the courts challenge whether or not it's okay that they buy Warner Brothers, because they want to make the argument in a court of law that YouTube is bigger than Netflix, so that either way it paves the way for Netflix to absorb more companies, because they can say, well, YouTube TV is actually number one. YouTube, I mean, as a service.
Yeah.
As a platform.
Dude,
yeah.
the fact that
Yeah.
Netflix
And they want to
won't
count TikTok
at all.
on there too.
Well,
That's
Netflix
the
stopped
funny-
doing it. They stopped doing the sales because they don't have to.
Yeah.
They said
no more
no.
sales.
We were talking
Yeah.
about
There's no
this.
Netflix on that list.
Yeah, no. They said no. We're giving you guys Stranger Things. You'll pay what you pay.
Well, and that's the funny thing about the competition committee stuff. Like we were looking at the numbers, dude. Netflix's market cap's like $500 billion, where or $500 billion. Dude, that is so much bigger than all the other. But they've also, you can make the argument that they're not about. They don't own any of the cable stuff. They don't own a news network.
None.
You could say it's less of a monopoly than Paramount, who already has some cable.
If
stuff.
Paramount gets Warner Brothers,
brand
they have
monopoly.
33% of everything.
Yeah.
Like everything across the board.
Yeah.
But Netflix is built on a house of cards a little bit, but they have the brand market share. The
They do.
idea that Netflix, it's a cultural market share.
It's the
That's
thing.
what they have.
Yeah.
And it's that's just kind of the way it is. Tony, these are kind of every year, but it's never been as advertised as it has been for this. And so this is what you got. And honestly, worth it. Really, really worth it in the end. Oh, Danny, I saw this question before. If a major studio started making Image Comics titles because people are sick of Marvel and DC, well, technically, I mean, I think Image is willing to sell them off, because like Invincible's an Image Comics property, isn't it? And so is like, but isn't like G.I. Joe one as well now? Like I think new G.I. Joe. So I feel like they would sell off in different places rather than make a full on. But you can make the same case when people started when they started doing Dark Horse comics and when they started getting live action stuff. It was partially because people were tired of the campy stuff that we were getting. So maybe could be. But people. It is Thanksgiving season. It is time, or for those of you who are on this side of the pond, it is Thanksgiving season. It is time to be thankful. So before we get off this stream, before we say goodbye to you fellow good people, as we hope you have a good rest of the evening, good Thursday, Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, totally understand. And weekend, we need to not only say what you got coming up, but say what you're thankful for. Bone Bridger, what do you got?
I like it. Nothing on the docket, stream or video wise this week. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm just thankful for Disney. You know, they've done a lot for me this year. And you know what? I think Disney's about to change things. I think they're about to be a company for me to believe in the future. I'm just thankful for Disney today.
What about you, Doolies?
I'm thankful to Bone Bridger for giving me one of the best shirts ever that I'm gonna wear tomorrow on stream. Yes. Can't wait to unveil it. And I'm thankful for you, John, because I'm literally about to sit here and cancel all my things and re-up the subscriptions.
That's right. I also thankful to John for saving me a few dollars just now.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
But yeah, you want to say what you're thankful for, and I'll say what tomorrow.
I'm thankful for all the friends we've made on YouTube, and I'm also thankful for the Chair Company. Just such an odd show. Thankful that before HBO gets sold off, that they're taking some big swings.
Yeah. But we will still have our regularly scheduled Fan Thursday tomorrow, a Thanksgiving edition. It will be laid back and fun. And then we are doing on Friday our Foreboding Friday of our Black Mirror episode of Does Love Ever Die? It's the episode.
Be right back.
Be right back.
Nice.
So we'll be having that discussion. Yeah.
Well, I'm thankful for you, fine people in the chat. Thankful for you as well. Hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving, or at the very least a good holiday. Try not to fight with your families too much, and we appreciate y'all. I will have shorts coming out tomorrow. This weekend I will get to some videos, but really I only had time to do shorts this week, so those will happen. And we will, if we don't see you tomorrow on Fan Rant Thursday, see you on, when is Monday Night Movie Madness coming back?
I don't know what Ice Recuse, but Monday Night Movie Madness is still Monday at 8.
It is still going to be this Monday? You're still going to have it on Cyber Monday? All right, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. We'll so still Monday Night I'll be shopped out by then. I'll be broke by noon.
We weren't sure because if you saw our live in-person stream, Bone Bridger lost himself a little bit in the cards. And so we just wanted to make sure that he's still going to be available.
He'll probably still have a second screen that's logged in where he's waiting in a queued line.
For super queued up.
Yeah.
I've got like 8 queues right now.
With like all the screens, but it's just different eBays.
It's
with
different
like
queues.
Auctions.
If he just suddenly stops talking during the show, you know why. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Appreciate you all. And as always, we hope you have a good rest of the evening and weekend. So goodbye.